welcome to you all, whether you're here in person or joining us on Zoom, or perhaps watching a recording at a later time. You are welcome here, however you are. Happy, sad, thriving or struggling, joyful or grieving, you are welcome with all of who and how you are. Our opening music today was Richard Burchard's Ave Verum Corpus, sung by the Stellenbosch University Choir in South Africa. It's a bit of a self-indulgence because it's a piece that I sing in the choir I belong to, and I thought it would be lovely to share it with all of you. Whenever I sing or listen to it, I find myself more settled and more fully present in the moment. That seemed appropriate for our theme today, which is slowing down for summer. There are some threads that will follow through from Sheila's lovely service about Lammas, the Festival of Lammas last week. And those are woven in with some other threads from my reflections over the past few weeks. But first, as is our custom, I will light our chalice candle, a symbol of our free religious faith. For those of you on Zoom, if you have a candle, you might like to light yours with me now. That went well. May this flame be a symbol of the warmth and light of the summer and of the warmth and light in each of us. May we find nourishment in this time of shared reflection, deepening our connection with our inner self, with the divine, and sharing this through our warmth and care for each other. An opening prayer. Let us be still and listen for all the sounds around us. The noise of passing traffic, the steps of passers-by, a distant train or a barking dog, an aeroplane overhead. The wind in the leaves, the rattle of branches, the singing of birds, the patter of rain, the rustle of autumn leaves or the quiet of winter snow, the creak of a chair, the tick of a clock, the sound of our own breathing, the beating of our own hearts. Let us listen to the sounds. Let us listen to the sounds within us, sounds known only to ourselves. The unspoken noise of our tumbling thoughts, the silent shouting of our own feelings, the cascading pictures in our own mind's eyes, all disturbing our quiet. Let us be still within. Let us listen to a stillness deeper within us. Let us listen to the voice of inner silence. Let us be still and know that God is here. Amen. So this prayer was written by the Unitarian minister and hymn writer Sidney Knight, and is from a book of daily readings called Fragments of Holiness, a book that I was given by you when I became a member of this church. It's taken from the August readings. So we'll now sing our first hymn. The words will be on the screen as usual, but if you prefer to use a hymn book, then all of our hymns today come from the Purple Book. We start with number 21 in the book, and if you are able and would like to, please stand while we sing Come and Find the Quiet Centre. So, as we often do, I'd like to start now with a story. This is a traditional Taoist story that was much loved by the philosopher and psychotherapist Carl Jung. This version is adapted from an online Taoist writer called Josh Summers. And for those of you who like to follow people, he's on Substack. The Parable of the Rainmaker. There was once a devastating drought in a province of China. Nothing the villagers tried brought any relief. They held processions, but nothing changed. They lit incense, but still nothing happened and the drought continued. Guns were fired to scare away any demons, but still no rain. Finally, in desperation, the villagers sent for a Taoist rainmaker who travelled from a distant province. When the rainmaker arrived, he came into the village and was surrounded by the villagers, running back and forth and clamouring for his help. The rainmaker asked only for a small hut at the edge of the village, some rice, and to be left alone. He disappeared into solitude. 3 days passed and nobody saw or heard from the rainmaker. On the 4th day, the skies opened. Rain fell. It poured down. And then snow fell, unseasonably, generously, impossibly. The drought was broken. The villagers danced in the snow and cheered and hugged each other. They ran to the rainmaker saying, "How did you do it? How did you bring the snow and the rain?" "I didn't make the rain. I'm not responsible." "But then what did you do in that hut for 3 days?" asked the villagers. And the rainmaker said, "I come from a place where the Tao is in order. Here in this place, things were out of order, and I too became disordered. So I aligned myself with the Tao, and then naturally it snowed." We have another reading now, and Sheila's going to come and do that for us.
This is the poem The Summer Day by Mary Oliver. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean. The one who has flung herself out of the grass. The one who is eating sugar out of my hand. Who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down. Who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last, and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?
Thank you, Sheila. I've got a third reading now, and this one follows more from Sheila's theme about the Festival of Lammas from last week. So Lammas there is a specific festival, but it's also a time of year. It's a period of time. So we're in Lammas time at the moment. And this book is about the pagan natural festivals, sacred celebrations. You're welcome to have a look later if you'd like. I just want to read this passage, the underlying energy of Lammas. Lammas is the seasonal peak of high summer, but as with all cross-quarter festivals, it represents a change in the manifest energy. Summer feels as if it will last forever, but from this peak of growth onwards, we see the first signs of change and death. In the fields, the cereal crops have turned from green to gold and are being gathered in. The first fruits are ripening. The first nuts are falling. And we must think about laying in stores ready for winter. It is the time to gather seeds which can be saved and planted in the spring. It is a time of making the most of the remaining sunshine and getting about while we still can. Here we begin to assimilate and gather in our own harvest, the first fruits of our active phase now manifest in the outer world, the harvest of our heart's desires and the fruits of our labours. This is a period of assessment as we begin to understand on the inner levels what we have manifest on the outer levels. We begin to gather ourselves together again after much scattering of energy. Now we must change from the outward-looking expansive energy and begin to take a reflective look at ourselves. In the spring, we planted the seeds of our desires and ourselves. We now begin to reap what we have sown. We need to return to the inner spiritual world now to bring a deeper understanding of ourselves and our actions. It is a time to give thanks for all the rewards we are harvesting. Being aware of them will help us to see the ways we can use them in the future. Okay. And we'll now sing again. We'll sing our second hymn, and this time it's number 35 in the Purple Book. The words will be on the screen. Please stand again if you feel able. And it's number 35, Find a Stillness. We come now to a time of quiet reflection. I'm going to read a short piece, a short prayer, and then we will have some silence to reflect on everything we've heard so far. And following the silence, there will be some reflective music. This prayer is also from Fragments of Holiness, an August reading. I've adapted it slightly though. In this quiet place, O God, help us to find quiet for our souls, for we need quietness. Shouting and tumult are always about us, and the noise of the world never dies down. Even in the night time, when we seek rest, the voices of the day go on. But in your presence there is quietness. Beloved Spirit, let us find your presence now. That's a lovely piece of Welsh harp played by Catherine Frinch, The Lord Bless You and Keep You by John Rutter. So, some thoughts I've had. Slowing down for summer. Growing up in Birmingham, summer was the time of holidays. Everyone taking a break from work. A factory fortnight when all the local factories would close for 2 weeks and us Brummies would escape to the seaside if we could for a holiday. This summer, this year, the summer weather has come early and with a vengeance. In the UK, we have already had several heat waves, and there's another one this week. We have new record high temperatures, and well over half the country is officially now in drought. Many of us have found the heat and humidity draining and tiring, slowing us down. Of course, what we're seeing is the ever-increasing effect of climate change. We're being warned to expect that this is becoming our new normal. In the future, we will have hotter summers, more heat waves that lead to increased deaths among the vulnerable, more droughts and failing crops for farmers. And in the UK and across Europe recently, we've seen the devastating impact of wildfires, taking many days to bring under control. Everything feels extreme, and in some ways the idea that anything is slowing down this summer seems nonsensical. As I said, we've got another heat wave forecast for this week, and while in some ways it's lovely to be enjoying warmth and sunshine, as a Birmingham child, I loved sunny seaside holidays. It's also challenging and worrying to see the scorched and parched fields, to have our woods struggling and see gardens struggling everywhere. In the hottest times of this summer, I've already had to slow down. I've struggled with the heat and with my energy levels. I've had to go more slowly and take time for simple things like drinking enough water and resting more. And while I can easily find myself feeling worried and helpless in these extreme conditions, increasingly I see that this slowing down has been the best way to find myself again, to value simplicity and to appreciate the slower, more sustainable way of living. The very nature of this weather is teaching me about how to live with more care and attention. After thinking about the heat of the summer so far, I went on to reflect on the theme in a different way. Some of this might be a bit hard for me to read, so I'll do my best. Some of you will know that I had a recent sudden bereavement, and I've spent quite a lot of time up in the Midlands with family and friends, as we have supported each other through the early days of our grief and through the rituals of saying goodbye to someone that we love. This also has been and continues to be tiring, hard, and sad. But while I would not choose for that to have happened, one of the gifts emerging from this time has been a remembering of the importance of us just being together, taking time to sit quietly when that's all that we could do, to share stories and memories, to laugh and to cry together. I've spent a lot of time sitting in shady gardens with people I love, slowing down and being present and, I hope, loving. We've been taking care of each other and of ourselves in a deep and real way. At times I have felt very tired from the heat, my emotions, and from a lot of travelling. I'm quite sick of the M5. My tiredness has made it almost impossible to do anything other than what is immediately in front of me. And Mary Oliver's poem that Sheila read speaks to me of the gifts of that, of being really fully present in each moment. She said, I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed. I think that maybe when I find that place of blessing that Mary Oliver talks about, I can better make compassionate and loving choices at every level. Maybe when I listen more deeply to the stillness, I really do know what I want to do with my one wild and precious life. For Josh Summers, in his reflections on the story of the Taoist Rainmaker, there are some similar themes. So on his Substack, he says, we live in a time of drought, and we are right now. Emotional drought, political drought, spiritual drought. And we think, surely something can be done. And so we process, we post, we analyse, we organise, we are active. But the Rainmaker reminds us that sometimes the most important thing to do is to stop doing until our interior begins to find alignment again. Not to escape the world, but to be able to meet it rightly. As the Rainmaker said to the villagers, I aligned myself with the Tao, and then naturally it snowed. This story helped me to feel hopeful, trusting that there is a way back to health and to healing, reminding me that the spiritual nourishment is always available and that slowing down to connect deeply is always worthwhile. These past weeks, as Maddie and I have walked around our village or on our walks up in the Midlands, I've been watching the wheat and the blackberries ripen. I've paid attention to the apples forming and maturing on the trees, to the flowers in the gardens I pass and in the hedgerows, blooming, fading, and making way for what comes next as the summer moves on. To me, it seems that this part of summer, the period of Lammas that Sheila talked so beautifully about last week, teaches us about slowing down and preparing for the coming autumn and winter through being active. It's not the busy activity of spring, though, not planting new seeds and ideas. Rather, it is the activity of nurturing, tending to, and bringing in the harvest. The season of harvest has begun and will go on into the early autumn. Later, the leaves will fall and the earth will rest and sink into winter sleep before the new activity of spring and the cycle of life continuing. Watching this happen in nature gets me thinking about the meaning of Lammas in my own internal and spiritual journey of growth. I did have a 2-week holiday back in June. It was a nourishing and restorative time. It was a lot of fun, creativity, and rich new experiences. Since then, in many ways, my summer has been very busy. A lot of driving and travelling, moving in and out of different parts and places of my life between the Midlands and here, with family and friends and at work. And there has been a roller coaster of emotions to be with, my own emotions, as well as those of some people I love very deeply. And I realised that what has sustained me through this has been the times of slowing down, being present, fully present to each thing in its turn. I love the phrase from the Rainmaker story, aligned with the Tao. This summer has helped me to realign. It has taught me about accepting what is. It has shown me that acceptance doesn't mean that everything's okay, but it does mean going with the flow of my world rather than fighting against it. In being reminded to slow down, I've learned how to use my energy and resources more wisely. And for this learning, I'm deeply grateful. Thank you. So we're now going to sing our third hymn. I wanted to sing something joyful and uplifting, so I've chosen number 33 in the Purple Book. I like to think of it as reminding us about using all of our senses for deep connection and listening. That by slowing down for summer, we can keep ourselves aligned with the Tao and whatever that looks like for each of us. So it's number 33, Enter, Rejoice and Come In. Thank you. I know it's been a lot of my voice this morning. I'm sorry about that. It would have been good to mix it up more. Anyway, I'm coming to another time of prayer. As we make our way through the summer, may we remember to pause, to slow down and pay attention. May we remember how to listen to the world around us. May we know how to find stillness inside ourselves. May we know the beauty of being with the people we love, of sharing the joys and sorrows of human living and loving. May we enjoy the warmth of the summer sun and the cool of the rain and wind when it comes. May we be nourished by the beauty around us, honouring the ripening harvest and appreciating the gifts that we receive. May we remember the ease and nourishment of connecting deeply with the divine as we each understand it. May we find the space within ourselves to be fully present and aligned. And may we each be a benevolent presence in all that we do. May it be so. Blessed be. So we're going to play another hymn now, but the purpose of this is not for you to sing. It's a Celtic blessing that I wanted to close with and send with you. So it's for you to listen to rather than sing, though please do feel free to sing along if you would like to.
Go now in peace, go now in peace, may the love of God surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now in peace, go now in peace, may the love of God surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
That's what I wish for us all today. So I had some simpler ideas in mind when I began preparing this service, but as I was writing and grieving, this is what came. I hope there's been something of meaning and beauty for you and something to take away for the week ahead. And I wanted to remind you all that this year, in this Lammas time, we also have an eclipse of the sun. So on Wednesday this week at about 6:15 p.m, beginning about 6:15, the moon will pass directly in front of the sun, giving in Cornwall about a 95% coverage. So an almost total eclipse. If you are able and want to watch it, please do so carefully, take care of your eyes. But maybe also it can remind you of the power and the importance of the power of the sun and the beauty of those opportunities we have to pause and be still. So after I extinguish our chalice candle, we'll have some closing music. It's another happy song called Green Garden, because I'm wishing for us all to have green gardens soon, by the wonderful singer who I've met and known a bit up in Birmingham, Laura Mavula. So she's performing this with the Metropole Orchestra. After that, there'll be the usual chance to give something to our collection if you would like to, after our notices, and please stay and have coffee. But I'll close with this final invitation and some music. Welcome the changes which are coming and the journey we must make into the dark. Stop and see what we can take with us as we carry our outer sun within. Storing our blessings in our hearts means that we will have them with us, ready to nourish us in the winter. Thank you.